Previously on Dragon Age.
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces, as are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards.
An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
So we're back in Dragon Age Origins, and I thought I would do a somewhat short video today to do a bit of a recap as well as a look ahead, and that way you get a sense of how much we've accomplished so far and how much story there still is to do. Now, I wanted to go to camp, but there is a chance we get ambushed on the way there.
Now that we're back at the camp, I want to talk about what happened at Redcliffe.
We get to chat with Alistair about our choices, and don't worry, he is very pleased with what happened. I think it turned out quite well, don't you?
I just wanted to thank you. You went out of your way to save the Isle's family, and you did it. Even though it would have been easier not to. There's been so much death and destruction. It makes me feel good that at least we were able to save something. No matter how small. I owed the Isle that much.
If we can stop the Blight, we'll save much more.
You're right. Hopefully, by that time, there's still enough of Ferelden left to save. Good. Now that the warm, fuzzy part of the day is over with, we can get back to the ritual dismemberments. Oh, wait, it's not Tuesday, is it?
When I'm recording this, it is not Tuesday indeed. He got +7 approval, and he required a new skill. Alistair, there we go. Moderate Constitution. Inspired by your leadership, this party member has gained a moderate bonus to Constitution, which we can further by just increasing the approval he has for me even more. And same goes for Win, which we'll have to figure out how we can get on her good side. I think it is just being polite, listening to her stories. That most of that, agreeing to her advice, that kind of stuff helps, as well as we can just give gifts to cheese it a little bit. We also, now that we've cleared the Circle Tower, have an emissary here, who is a representative of the Circle, and she's only here because of a mod I installed. But here's Moira, who was that blood mage that we found in the tower that we agreed to spare her life of.
Thank you for sparing me.
I can't tell you exactly what she gave me, but she doesn't really have anything special going on, but it is logical that she would be here just because we told her she should come along. But she is not a real party member. Would be maybe interesting if she was. But like many RPGs, you have to make a choice whether you want lots of companions or a few companions that are more fleshed out. And so that is what they chose to do. So we have already got a mage from outside the circle with Morgan and one from inside the circle with Win. And technically so are we, but we are, you know, we could have not been, depending on our choices at the character creation. We can ask the emissary what he wants.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Oh, he's a tranquil fellow. They will work together.
The sincerity of your cause has drawn them together under a common banner. It would not have happened otherwise.
Now, that is kind of a little bit false in a gameplay sense, because we only get the help of the mages and we do not get the help of the Templars. Otherwise, if we had annulled the circle, which would lead to the death of all the mages, then we would have had the Templars coming to help us. And they're, you know, the cool, wearing heavy armor, all that stuff. And in this case, it's implied that we would get both of their help, and that would make the most sense, but that doesn't actually happen. You can also ask
The
him,
Circle of Magi stands ready
do you
to
need
assist.
anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
So, runes, and that is allied supply crates. I can turn in runes for the circle, and then it just simply says all unassigned novice runes I could give him. And those are... yeah, here. Novice lightning rune, +1 electricity damage. So that's all I have to give right now. But obviously you can do... you gotta double check what you have, and then you can give those. And those will improve the stats of your allies by the end of the game, by the end battle.
Even the Templars will be impressed by the powers you will command.
That feels insincere because I only gave you 1 novice rune, but there you go. I can buy more runes from Bodan, I'm pretty sure he has some. But to catch up on the current story, I'm going to look at the world map. You'll remember we started out in the Circle, growing up as a mage there. We were recruited into the Grey Wardens, and we went all the way down to Ostagar in the Korkari Wilds. And there we fought along with the King's army, but we were defeated. It was a total rout for the humans. We fled north to Lothering. And Lothering is now overrun as well. We cannot go back there. In Lothering we met a few of our companions. So by that time we had Alistair, Morrigan, Dog, Liliana, and then Sten. And from there on, firstly we went to Redcliffe Village to try and ally ourselves with Arl Eamon, who is the leader of that sort of area, all the lands that fall under Redcliffe, as an ally against Loghain, who is now taken power now that the king is dead. And we see him as an enemy and an obstacle to try and defeat the Blight. The country must be united, but he definitely isn't going to work together with us. And he's sending men to hunt us down. He's already done that in the past, and he's just hired assassins to try and kill us. So we have both the threat of Loghain and his allies, as well as the Darkspawn to worry about. And we have to try and get as many allies as possible to try and turn that tide, so that we can defeat both Loghain and the Blight. So trying to recruit all Eamon and his men, but we found that Eamon is sick by some sort of terrible poison that they can't seem to cure. So we can't get his support quite yet, even though we have impressed the townsfolk as well as the knights there. Then we've cleared the circle tower that allowed us to save the mages that were left, who will fight with us when we do eventually fight the Darkspawn. And they agreed to help us and freed Arl Eamon's son, Connor, from the influence of a demon. So these two areas are basically cleared. We do go back to Redcliffe Castle several times for regrouping and for curing Eamon when we can. And that is where we're at. We've also done cleared Hunleith, which is a DLC to the base game, where we recruited Shale, the golem, who has been helping us out a little bit as well. There's more story to come from that. Ban Lawrence Lands is also a DLC area, as well as Levi Dryden, who is this fellow who's in our camp. All the way at the top right of the screen you can see. You can go here. He's standing over there. He also has a DLC related quest for us. That will all come towards the end of the game. There are several areas we haven't been to yet. We haven't been to Denerim yet, which we will do that. We haven't been to the woods yet, the Brazilian forest. We will have to do that. We will have to go to the Frostback Mountains to visit the dwarves. So these are humans, essentially. Elves in the forest, dwarves in the mountains. And there will also be another quest to find the Urn of Sacred Ashes here in the Frostback Mountains. And so those are all our main quests. We'll have to do all of them in whatever order we wish. And eventually meet up with Arl Eamon once we've cured him. Have a big political meeting in Denerim. And then finally unite the land and defeat the Darkspawn. So that is where we're at. I would say we are... I want to say almost halfway. That doesn't mean it's particularly terrible and long. The Brazilian forest isn't a very long mission. Denerim is currently a little bit limited in what we can do. And then going to the Frostback Mountains is initially not that hard. And then there is a longer section where we go into the deep roads, which just kind of like the Fade made the Circle Tower mission extra long. So does the deep roads make the mission going to the dwarves extra long. And that is where we're at in the story. So I hope that gives you a sense of... I'm really starting to sound confusing. Hold on, I'm trying to say this properly. We are past level 10, so I think that means we are high level enough to where we could go and visit Denerim. We can't do too much there, but we can do a couple of side content, a couple of quests. And then our main objective is probably going to be the Frostback Mountains, because that is where we can pick up another companion. And that way we should have in no time, we'll have every companion we can get for our party. And then we'll go from there. I'm going to travel to Denerim, and then I'm sure we'll have an encounter on the way there. And we'll see how that goes.
Sire, I have more news. Yes. Well, it seems that the fighting has gone exactly as you...
I would like to know what you intend to accomplish, Father. Should we not be fighting the Darkspawn instead of each other?
The nobility should be brought into line and then the Darkspawn defeated. This is no true blight, Honora. Only Kaelin's vanity demanded it be so.
Beg pardon, sire. But blight or no, we may not have the manpower to face the Darkspawn soon.
Kaelin approached your legions for support, did he not?
Never! Marek and I drove those bastards out! We'll not roll out the welcome for them now!
We need help, Father. We cannot deal with this crisis alone.
Ferelden will stand on its own! I will lead it through this, Honora. You must have faith in me.
Did you kill Kaelin?
Kaelin's death was his own doing.
Indeed, so there... Let's see, I can level up Leliana, who needs dexterity and cunning. Right, so... Oh, hey, hello. Bird just hopping around here. Nice. While Logain's men are winning the civil war, it is costing them a lot of manpower. And they still have to, after it is decided, they still have to fight the Darkspawn. But we are led into a trap today.
We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
Let's grab some elf fruit. Now there are actual traps also just sitting here waiting for us.
Trap right ahead.
Where do you see this trap, Leliana? Where do you see it? She's detected it, but... Ah, there.
All is well?
Trap right ahead.
That is funny. Oh, we'll be triggering the cutscene. And there are the crows. Hired assassins.
The Grey Warden dies here!
Right, so blood-curdling screams. Liliana, I want you to go and disarm that trap. Dog
Enemy ahead.
is stuck. You will do what you can, I suppose. Morgan. You go... What can you do? You can do something, right? Contagious Hex. So you can do that. You can do Affliction Hex on that person. I can do... Oh, I'm frozen? From what? Paralyze. But they don't have a mage, do they? No. That's some other person's ability. Well, dog might be kind of useless here, which is very disappointing. Liliana, come back as soon as you can. We'll have to heal Nim.
Victory shot!
Ooh, that is bad. Use a greater health poultice or a regular. If you can. No, you can't. You are also taking a lot of damage. So this traveler is a mage. I think I'm going to reload this. Okay. We entered combat. Liliana, you can get that trap. This time dog is not stuck. No. Just kind of go over there. I will immediately defeat the mage with Mana Clash.
Let's get started.
And have dog howl over here.
Arms engaged. Ready for action.
I am also stunned. Freeze them. Crushing Prison on Zevran. Which did trigger. That is good.
Right ahead.
Get these traps cleared. Make sure we heal. Instead of disarming it, Liliana just walked into it, which is also an option, I suppose. How are we doing? Dog, you also just go up there. Not Deathroot, I want that Assassin.
Never had a chance. No quarter.
We can get them.
Move and parry. Strike and kill.
And there. The elven assassin is wounded and unconscious, but alive. You could tie him up and talk to him if you wished. We can either just kill him now, or we can wake him up and talk to him.
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
I decided I wanted to torture you first.
Oh, so you kept me around to have a bit of fun, did you? But the purpose behind torture is usually to interrogate, yes? In that case, despite the potential for fun, perhaps I'll save you a bit of time and get right to the point. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
I noticed. What are the Antivan Crows?
I can tell you that. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva, very powerful and renowned for always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the Crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous.
Not for being good assassins, I see.
Oh, fine. Is that what you Fereldans do? Mock your prisoners? Such cruelty.
You came all the way from Antiva?
Not precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The Crows get around, you see.
Who hired you to kill us?
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logain, I think his name was. Yes, that's it.
Logain. Does that mean you're loyal to Logain?
I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service.
And now that you've failed that service?
Oh, well, that's between Logain and the Crows, and between the Crows and myself.
And between you and me?
Isn't that what we're establishing now?
When were you to see him next?
I wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the Crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the Crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then.
If you had failed.
What can I say, huh? I am an eternal optimist. Although the chances of succeeding at this point seem a bit slim, don't they? No, I don't suppose you'd find that funny, would you?
A little bit. How much were you paid?
I wasn't paid anything. The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan Crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
Then why are you one?
Well, aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The Crows bought me young. I was a bargain, too, or so I'm led to believe. But don't let my sad story influence you. The Crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women, men, whatever you happen to fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it.
I've already got a job that doesn't pay me very well. Thank you, I'll take that under advisement.
You seem like a bright lad. I'm sure you've other options.
Why are you telling me all this?
Why not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely.
Aren't you at least loyal to your employers?
Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further.
I'm listening, make it quick.
Well, here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the Crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the Crows pause, so let me serve you instead.
And what's to stop you from finishing the job later?
To be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the Crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child. I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
Won't they come after you?
Possibly. I happen to know their wily ways, however. I can protect myself as well as you. Not that you seem to need much help. And if not, well, it's not as if I had many alternatives to start with, is it?
And what do you want in return?
Well, let's see. Being allowed to live would be nice, and would make me marginally more useful to you. And somewhere down the line, if you should decide that you no longer have need of me, then I go on my way. Until then, I am yours. Is that fair?
And why would I want your service?
Why? Because I am skilled at many things, from fighting to stealth and picking locks. I could also warn you should the Antivan Crows attempt something more sophisticated, now that my attempts have failed. I also know a great many jokes. 12 massage techniques, 6 different card games. I do wonderful at parties, no?
Those all sound like excellent skills. Very well, I accept your offer.
What? You're taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
Persuade. Don't worry about it, Alistair. We could use him.
Alright, I see your point. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
A fine plan, but I would examine your food and drink far more closely from now on, were I you.
That's excellent advice for anyone.
Welcome, Zevran. Having an Antivan Crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Or maybe not.
I hereby pledge my oath of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
And there we've gained another companion. And he will be interesting to bring along in the near future, but for now, we'll keep our party this way. Something I should point out is that even though he said he was skilled in, among other things, lockpicking, that is a lie. He does not have any points in lockpicking whatsoever. In fact, he's very infamous among the community for being useless at that. That is something you can spec him into, but he is not spec'd for that at all when you meet him. Your only good lockpicker in the beginning is Leliana. Here's a letter. Friends of Red Jenny. The task was never promised to be easy. You said you could enter the Circle Tower and you were believed. Find the small painted box in First Enchanter Irving's office and deliver it to the door marked in Denerim as agreed, or be prepared to find yourself hunted across Ferelden. There's a sketched map of several doors. It requires the box to be placed on it to block out false leads. Well, we actually have picked up that box. You've acquired the small painted box as requested by the Friends of Red Jenny. The reward, whatever it is waiting off the Market District in Denerim. So, next episode we will be headed there. I will end it here. We've picked up another companion, and in next episode I will see you in Denerim.